Cenk Uygur has been doing this for the longest time, and it's so stupid. Democrats don't want to pass their agenda. It's a marketing ploy, not a mission. This is what he's arguing in Jubilee, and this guy actually does a great job, better than I would do, at arguing against Cenk, just by pointing out what the Biden administration did. Now, Cenk is so incredibly picky with Democrats. He says Obama only did 10% of what we wanted. Joe Biden did 25%, but I need 100%. That's what he says. It's like, you realize that there's a filibuster and you need votes. And Joe Biden was never going to pass the $15 minimum wage with Manchin and Sinema. And when he did pass, it was pretty darn good. He did pass negotiating 20 drug prices per year, 10, then 15, then 20, year after year, focusing on the ones that would have the biggest impact for Medicare, Medicaid, right? He did expand the child tax credit, right? He did have a minimum corporate tax rate. Like, he did do the Inflation Reduction Act, which invested in green energy, and more so than any other legislation has in the past. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, the American Rescue Plan was a populist piece of legislation. Now, you can say that the CHIPS Act, we did corporate subsidies. Of course we did the corporate subsidies. It's a manufacturing plan. We give subsidies to companies like Intel so that they can make investments, and then on the other hand, we tariff chips. That's the protectionist investment plan that populists would advocate, and I do not advocate. I'm not a populist. I don't advocate for the CHIPS Act. I do advocate for ARPA, and I do advocate for Inflation Reduction Act for all those tax credits, EV infrastructure mandates, whatever. I think they're all great. So let's just hear this guy arguing against Cenk. I listened to this once, but he does a pretty good job and can jog my memory a little bit.
Democrats, go back to the donor class. Are you crazy? Let's try the one thing we...
Oh, by the way, I should just say, before Cenk tries to make some stupid claim about the minimum wage, in the reconciliation bill in Biden's term, he tried to put the minimum wage in there, but it got struck down by the parliamentarian. So any time that Cenk says that Biden was just being a corporate robot, his donors told him to not pass the $15 minimum wage as some kind of conspiracy, it's just wrong. It's so wrong. This is just so stupid. Democrats are infinitely better than Republicans. Republican ideology isn't even a political ideology. It's just wrong. And this is why I spent so much time on like the Obama treason stuff, the Hunter Biden the Biden crime family stuff, the stuff that doesn't matter. Why do I spend time? Because it shows you that Republicans will literally just lie. They don't have a political ideology. They create a political platform to pass tax cuts, and they don't even defend the tax cuts anymore. They literally just they literally just make up things. Like the Fox News feed is so bad. They literally make up conspiracies, make up COVID stuff, make up Biden stuff. It's an opposition research institution meant to pass tax cuts. That's all the Republican Party is. Democrats are infinitely better. They are reasonable policymakers who take corporate money to get elected, because that's how, guess what? That's how you get elected in the United States. Like, oh no. There's no election system that you can possibly think of that does not include money in any kind of way. Even government-funded campaigns, they have to have some kind of metric for who's popular enough to get the government funding. And guess how you get to that metric? You have to spend money. So it can either be your own money or it can be PAC money. Like, do you want rich people running for government? Is that all you want? Like, breaks my brain. Like, democracy is never going to be perfect. Right now we have an education of the electorate problem. That people vote for Trump. We don't have a corporate PAC money problem. We have an electorate problem. People voted for Trump, who at his rallies had people carrying signs saying like mass deportations. Like, we knew all this ICE stuff was going to happen. We knew his Muslim ban his travel ban was going to happen. We knew his asylum ban was going to happen. We knew his refugee ban was going to happen. We knew his purge of the government was going to happen. We could reasonably suspect that his USAID stop work order was going to happen because Elon Musk said it was too bad of an organization to even like keep around. It did no good, even though it's like PEPFAR and the PMI and the cholera initiative is wildly successful. The least wasteful things our government does. And we know his Russia-Ukraine policy was going to be bad. We knew his Gaza policy was going to be... We have a problem with the people voting for this guy, not the corporate PAC money.
Try the Bernie Sanders wing, economic populism.
You say the American Rescue Plan that took half the kids in poverty out of it, millions of kids who go to bed hungry, is crumbs, is doing nothing? That is a big deal. What about the millions of people who have health insurance now because of the Affordable Care Act subsidies? No, you can call whatever you want, but the reality is millions of people.
It's not Romney Care. Expanding the subsidies within the ACA, and by the way, the ACA legislation which expanded Medicaid, that's not Romney Care. I mean, I haven't even researched Romney Care, but I believe it was just the marketplace. It was a marketplace, and the Republicans agree with this. It's a marketplace run by the government where you could compare private insurance. That's Romney Care. Subsidies and expanding Medicaid and Medicare is not Romney Care. Cenk is just willing to do whatever, like, he's been covering politics for like 50 years. I don't even know how old this guy is. Like 40 years. I've been paying attention to politics for 1.5 years. Like, he should know this stuff. I wasn't even paying attention to politics when Joe Biden was president for most of his presidency. But you can so obviously see, like, when did Joe Biden mysteriously flip on a dime and come out against any progressive policy? Like, the biggest claim you can make there is like, oh, Kamala Harris, why did she not run a Medicare for all? It's like, not because people lobbied her not to do it. She did it in 2020. Joe Biden has come out in favor of that kind of stuff. She did it because she thought it would be the best for her to win. She wanted to appeal to the anti-Trump crowd, who are still Republicans who wanted a small government. So she abandoned the Medicare for all as her biggest push and did more moderate things. That's what she did.
Have health insurance today because of what the Democrats did when they controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House in 2022 under the Inflation Reduction Act and the American Rescue Plan. I can't stand that you call it crumbs. People don't want their whole lives given to them. They just want a little breathing room, like our big President Biden used to say.
So you say you're super happy with the 5 to 10% that the Democrats gave you?
It's not 5 to...
It's not 5 to 10. Like 5 to 10% was what Cenk used to say about Obama, and now he's saying about Biden. Like, at least Biden did some of the stuff that you wanted Obama to do. Like, he made the ACA infinitely better, right? He did obviously the Inflation Reduction Act, environmental investments, right? He did populist things. He put tariffs on chips. This is a very populist thing. Like, all these companies who would lobby Joe Biden because they want cheap chips. It's like, no, you're doing the populist thing. You're tariffing the chips, and then you're of course propping up some of the companies who produce the chips. But what about the companies that consume the chips? Now they have to pay the tariff. Like, where's the corporate PAC money in that? Where's the corporate PAC money in, like, the Inflation Reduction Act, like, attacking, like, moving to attack the oil industry? Like, building all this infrastructure so we can eventually move away from oil, making all these oil companies obsolete. Like, where's the corporate PAC money in that? It's the Republicans. He thinks Democrats are the same as Republicans, and that's so incredibly anti-productive.
There's two things here. Number one, I don't know what economic class you're in, but the average American is not happy with 5 to 10% change. They want giant change. They want the actual, by the way, the Democratic agenda is great. Our populist plank, the 6 most popular bills in the Democratic agenda, are super popular with independents and even with Republicans. But they never, ever do the most popular bills because they're economic bills. And you say that's good enough. But then why not try?
What do you mean they don't do them? They don't have the votes. What do you want them to do? Like, you can have this anger towards Sinema and Manchin. Don't have it towards Biden. Like, I'm like, you can say Biden's not economically to the left enough, and that's fine. But he's literally saying that Biden was a corporate robot who was taking orders from his PAC money, right? Even though he probably knew he was not going to win a second time at some point, and he was just doing their bidding.
the entire agenda? Why not go with an economic populist
Cenk,
like Bernie Sanders or Ro Khanna that's going to give you the whole agenda and actually try? Why give up ahead of time?
Those are great plans.
Guess what? Bernie Sanders would not do anything that Joe Biden didn't do. Bernie Sanders would try to get the Medicare for all passed, but he wouldn't. He would try to get the 15 minimum wage passed, but he wouldn't. He would probably spend a little bit more time speaking, like maybe FDR. Even though you don't have the votes, you go out and speak. You tirade against people and the Republicans. You put pressure. But a lot of that's to no avail, because by Cenk's own admission, the Republicans are corporate robots. Like, the Republicans are what Cenk thinks Democrats are. Like, they will not change their position, no matter how much pressure you put on them. So wasting energy, like doing the FDR and doing what Bernie Sanders would do, it's a loss. It's not going to work out in no circumstances.
And we should strive for them. But this is a giant country. We're the third largest country in the world. We have a complicated democracy. We have to do things slowly. I know you don't like that. I know you want to get there, boom, boom, boom. But people do not want to abandon what they're used to. It sounds great on paper. Would you like single-payer healthcare where you save trillions of dollars and you pay less? Of course. But then when you show people how we get there, they're scared, they're nervous, and they have a right-wing media machine on overload that is scaring the hell out of people. That's what we're up against. This is reality, man.
Yeah, if Kamala did the Medicare for all as her main ploy, then all these propaganda outlets would say they're coming for your private insurance. Like, most Americans, a lot of Americans more than you think, like their private insurance. So that's what they would appeal to, and that could hurt Kamala in the election. That's what people don't understand. Kamala wants single-payer health care. There's zero evidence that she does not want that. She just moderated her campaign a little bit as a political strategy, not as, I'm just trying to save the insurance companies so I can get my corporate pack. That's not how this works.
And welcome to it.
So Martin Luther King called this the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. So they tell you, don't worry, we'll do that tiny bit, and then when you elect us again, we'll do.
All right, I'm done with this video. Does Cenk want like a dictatorship or something? Like, the tranquilizing drug of gradual whatever he said. That's just called democracy. That's called having separation of powers. That's called having a president who can't do whatever he wants through executive order. I don't know what to say. Like, we have a filibuster in the Senate. Like, get over it. I don't think we should have a filibuster, by the way. I think people's votes matter, and we should implement whatever policy people vote for, and we should not have this filibuster. But we do. We should abolish it immediately so we can actually get stuff like Cenk wants passed. But that will not happen. No matter what FDR, Bernie Sanders gets in office, this is not going to happen.